the four behaviours leaders demonstrate that lead to high performance of their department or their business are: number 1, being decisive; number 2, engaging for impact; number 3, adapting proactively; and number 4, deliver reliably. Let me share those again with you. If you've just come on, let me share those 4 leadership behaviours with you again. Being decisive, engaging for impact, adapting proactively, and delivering reliably. Okay, they're the 4 behaviours of high-performing leaders. You've got what you need. Thanks for tuning in to JTInTheRaw. That's it for today. Only joking, just joking. Come back, stay with me. Morning, Rebecca. How are you over there in the Wild Wild West? I guess you're having breakfast with me again. Thank you. Okay, you are watching JTInTheRaw. Hey, Andrew, how are you, mate? You having breakfast with me as well? I got you either just before a workout or just after. Welcome to JTInTheRaw show 62. Can't believe I've done that many shows. Can't believe you guys keep hanging around. This is where I chew the thin on business. This is where I share my battle scars, my insights, and give you some thought processes to make you better leaders, better people in your business. And today you're going to learn 4 key behaviours. G'day, Simon Fox. How are you? Morning, Susan. You're going to get 4 key behaviours of high-performing CEOs and leaders. They all have them. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. Plus, I'm going to give you a little bit of juice behind them to help you implement them in your business. So if you missed the first part of the show, those 4 behaviours are being decisive, engaging for impact, adapting proactively, and number 4 is deliver reliably. Morning, JP. So I've got a question for you. This is question of the day. You know I love this question of the day. So of those 4 behaviours, I'll give them to you again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one piques your curiosity? Which one are you most interested to know about? I want to hear by putting a number in the comments. 1, 2, 3, or 4. You ready? Here they are. Number 1, being decisive. If that piques your interest and you're curious to know more, put number 1. Engaging for impact. If that one is, put number 2. Adapting proactively, number 3. And delivering reliably, that's number 4. So which one of those 4, Susan's put number 4, which is deliver reliably. Which one of those 4 piques your interest? What are you curious to know more about? That's the question. Put it down there. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And if it's all of the above, put all of the above. Be great to have you. Okay, JP saying 2. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for participating and engaging, Susan and JP. Brett saying 2. Awesome. Engaging for impact. Andrew's saying engaging for impact. Looks like that's winning at this stage. Simon Fox is saying number 2. Number 2's going off the Richter scale. That's awesome. We're going to cover that and give you some juice. First up, wow, last week's show 61, has rocketed up the downloads. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching number 61. Last week, I think it's the most watched live show off the Facebook page that I've ever done that didn't include a rant. So obviously the thought process around giving you some operational things really helps. And because last week was all about referrals. If you missed show 61, put 61 in the comments below. I'll send you the link. You can watch the replay. There is also bonus content in show 61 where I share an exact script with you that you can use for gaining referrals to differentiate you from your competitors. So if you want a copy of that, just put 61 in the comments below. I'll send you the link and away we go. Simon, yep, you'll get it a little bit later today. Okay, I just got a couple of shout-outs. G'day, Maddie Parry, how are you? A couple of shout-outs. They'll be busy at the moment because they've got their heads down, bum up, but just a shout-out to all my Anytime Fitness friends from across the globe who are attending the international conference in Palm Springs in California. Very hot, playing golf yesterday. I saw it looked like a tough job for some of them. Be legendary, you guys. Have a great conference. Shout out also to the guys from Mikado Fitness and Ursa who have been putting together my trip to Mexico City next month. I'll be delivering a presentation there and also the keynote to open the NEEW conference. So I'm pumped to go to Mexico City for the very first time. I'm really excited about that. So that's cool. My Spanish is terrible, but I'm super grateful for the opportunity. Okay, last shout out today goes to my team, my active team. I really appreciate everything that you guys do, and I just thought I'd give you a bit of a shout out. Alicia heads off on holidays today for a week. Next Tuesday, Chantel is heading off to the US for a working holiday. She's working and holidaying, I'm sure, at the same time. And also Stacey's off for a month to share some quality time with her family. So girls, have an amazing time while you're away. I'm really grateful for everything you do, and I think everybody who is watching this and participates in the active management community or the Fitness Business Podcast really appreciate the opportunities that are given thanks to active management. So you three do an amazing job. I'm very grateful. So enjoy your time away, enjoy your time out and about, enjoy your time with your family, and enjoy your time relaxing. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on now to, Chantel's telling me she is going to be working. I'm sure she'll be working at different stages, but I'm sure she'll also be relaxing because that's what she's meant to do when you're overseas, right? Everybody, give me a thumbs up if you agree with that. All right, so let's talk about leadership. Let's talk about these 4 behaviors that will influence how you lead your team, how you lead your department, how you lead your business. So this is relevant for any of these, anybody watching from any business. This is even relevant for somebody who leads a sporting team or is a coach or captain of a sporting team. This week I read a really cool article in this magazine, Harvard Business Review, making me sound really smart. I guess I know, but let me just see if I can find the article for you. Here it is. This article, it's reading backwards to you, I know. It's what sets successful CEOs apart. And so I thought today what I would do is just share with you some of the insights there. And why did I decide that this week? Well, because I did 3 coaching sessions with clients this week, and here's what some of the clients had issues with when we were doing the coaching sessions. They said, I've been slow to make decisions and I've missed opportunities. Slow to make decisions and missed opportunities. I've got disengaged and unresponsive teams when we're trying to launch something new. What should I do? I seem to react to things. I'm not kind of proactive. How do I reduce that? What do I do, JT? And they get frustrated with the ups and downs of business, don't we all? Give me a thumbs up if we all get frustrated with the ups and downs of business and life in general, I guess. So I started reading that article on Tuesday and I just went, boom, this is answering. It's funny how shit like that happens. And I just thought, boom, this is good enough to share on JTInTheRaw, so I'm sharing it with you guys today. I just saw a thumbs up from Zen. Are you online, Zen? Give me a heart if you're there. Okay, these findings are the results in this study that they talk about. They're the findings of results after 10 years of studying 17,000 CEOs and senior executives across a bucket load of industries and a bucket load of companies and a bucket load of sizes of companies from all around the planet. So you probably think these, they kind of sound, that was a photo bomb, they probably sound pretty simple, and perhaps they are. But the success for these CEOs is the fact that they do this maniacally consistent. A maniacal consistency is what makes them different to everybody else. And that presents the greatest challenge for us as leaders, is that consistency. Susan McGregor's telling me loads of great feedback from my keynote. Oh, thank you, Susan. That's awesome to hear that. Love it. Okay. Now, the first behavior that they talk about is making a decision in business. By the way, you've got to really think in this show. So sit down, and if you've got to listen to this a couple of times, it's going to help you. So the first behavior is deciding with speed and decisiveness and conviction. Great leaders of teams don't always make the best decisions. They consistently make decisions earlier, faster, and with great conviction. So they don't always make the best decisions, they just make them earlier, they make them faster, and with greater convictions. In fact, when they analysed the leaders, they found that the smartest leaders often waited for the perfect solution, but that time lag simply meant that they missed out on opportunities. So in fact, the really smart leaders proved to be a bottleneck in the progress of an organisation. So when we've got to make a decision, here are two questions you might like to consider. Number one, what is the impact or the consequences if I make the wrong decision? And number two, how much will it hold up the progress across the company if I don't make this decision? Consider running that filter when you've got to make a decision in your business. What's the impact if I make the wrong decision? And how much am I going to slow progress if I don't make a decision? A couple of really important questions there. And then once you make the decision, these leaders stick with the decision. They really believe in that decision passionately. And because if you backtrack and you waver or you waffle, you're going to lose your team and you're going to lose their faith and the trust that they have in with you. So you're going to stick with your decision and go with it. Okay, the next one. Number two, the second behaviour is that they get buy-in from employees. Now, this was the number one that you guys were interested in when I asked you the question today, which of these four? Number two was this, is that we get buy-in from employees and other stakeholders in the business. The study found that successful leaders who excelled at the engagement had a carefully planned strategy of communication and influence. They had a plan of strategy and influence. And what was interesting to me was the importance that these leaders placed upon their emotional energy. So the energy when they're trying to create that buy-in, their emotion, their body language and their moods, because this creates engagement. What they identified was that every movement you make, every body language, every facial expression you make will be actually magnified by your team by 10. So you've got to remain composed at all times as a leader. You've got to be able to really work hard with your team. They give you an example in a book that if you've got a bad back and someone's trying to engage with you and you kind of wince because your back's sore, they're seeing that wince as based on their proposal that they're giving to you and automatically get that negative feedback. So what was intriguing in this study was that the leaders who rated the highest in this behaviour also rated the highest in conflict management. That's because these leaders encourage conflict to ensure quality commitment. They encourage conflict to ensure quality commitment. That's one of the principles of the 5 dysfunctions of a team that Patrick Lencioni talks about. Okay. We now live also in a rapidly changing political, economic and social world. So for us as leaders, we have to adapt our leadership proactively more than ever these days. This means your skill as a leader is how you handle a curveball, how you handle something you're not trained for, how you deal with something that is not in the playbook you've been studying in every spare minute of your day. How you handle these things. You see, as a leader, we are constantly faced with situations where the playbook doesn't exist, and your team are going to look for you for guidance. They're going to look straight in your eye and seek guidance from you. So this situation could be a setback, it could be a failure, or it could be a challenge. Successful leaders accept that they've come up short. They accept the challenge. They accept that there's a curveball. They tweak their strategy and they get back in the battlefield. You have to deal with these setbacks and just get on with life. You just have to get on with it. That's what these leaders do. Finally, and as boring as this may sound, your ability to reliably produce results is the most powerful of those 4 behaviours. To reliably produce results is the most powerful of these 4 behaviours. In fact, CEOs involved in the study who could demonstrate reliability in their results were twice as likely to be picked up in a leadership role and 15 times more likely to be successful in that role. Twice as likely to get another role in leadership, and 15 times more likely to be successful because they reliably produced results. Now, this is not going to surprise you about people who reliably produce results, but here's what they identified, some key aspects: that these people were great planners, great organisers. They established strong management systems. They had regular meetings that had purpose, dashboards that showed key metrics. They set clear accountability measures for all of their team. They monitored the performance daily across multiple channels, which allowed a really speedy course correction. You know, when we're going down that route and we think we're going and then we get a result, we can quickly change. And that's what these people did. And the final thing is, these leaders had very strong teams around them. Very strong teams around them. Okay, were they of use to you? Give me a love heart if those 4 behaviours were of any use to you. And if you know someone in leadership and you think that they could benefit from perhaps learning about those 4 behaviours, just tag them in the comments below. I'd be really appreciative of that. That would be awesome. Got a couple of thumbs coming through, got a couple of love hearts. Thank you. So of course, though, there are other qualities we look for in leaders. Now, we use those other qualities to actually screen out the applicants, screen out the prospective. So, for example, as leaders, we might look for integrity, we might look for work ethic. But interestingly enough, in this study, they found that 100% of the lowest performing leaders had the highest score in integrity. The lowest performing leaders, 100% of them, had the highest performing integrity levels. They had 97% were highest in work ethic, but they weren't the highest performing CEOs. So yes, we need these, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're the right things. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. Wow, I was amazed by that statistic as well. These 4 behaviours will simply help you separate the best leaders from the rest of the leaders. When you're trying to employ someone, they'll help you separate the best leaders from the rest when you're trying to employ someone. Or these are the 4 behaviours that you can establish or you need to work on for you to be the ultra high leader in your business. So here they are again. Here are the 4. Being decisive, engaging for impact, adapting proactively, and delivering reliably. Now remember, if you know anyone that you think could benefit from this little preach, I guess, on leadership and behaviours, just tag them in the comments below. I can see Susan's tagged someone there. Thank you. What about you? Let's just quickly turn the mirror on you before we finish up. Which of these behaviours do you need to work on? Which of these? I asked which piqued your curiosity earlier. Now I'm asking, which one of these 4 do you need to work on as a leader? Is it being decisive, early, fast, and having conviction with those decisions? Is that what it is? Is it engaging for impact? Is it having that conflict with your team to get full commitment? Is it number 2? Is it number 3, adapting proactively to all of the changes and all of the things that are happening in your business, socially, economically, as well as politically? Is it being able to move fast? Is it number 3? Or is it number 4, just being able to deliver these results all the time? Which one do you need to work on? Put in the comments below, 1, 2, 3, or 4. For me, it's number 3. I really struggle sometimes adapting proactively when I get thrown a curveball. That's something that really I struggle with and I've really got to try and improve on. So yeah, that's the one I'm going to be working on. Andrew said number 1. Thanks, mate. But tell me in the comments below, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now just remember, there is no one size that fits all types of leadership. These behaviours simply help you increase your chances of succeeding as a leader. They simply help you to succeed as a high-performing leader. What are you going to work on in the next 30 days? Being decisive, engaging for impact, adapting proactively, or delivering reliably? How about my mates over my shoulder here? I'm not sure what they're doing, but they are loving being on camera. Okay. As I said, if you know anyone that could benefit from this, please pop their name in the comments below. I really appreciate it. I love it when you guys share the show, so thank you.
Sorry, Ken, I like
Okay.
the noise.
That's all right, guys. No worries. Have a good day. Okay. Before I finish up, thanks for tuning in, JT in the Raw. It's always on here, always on, every Friday, 8 a.m. or whatever time in the world you are. I love it that you come on board. It's live and authentic, as you just saw. Council workers are walking past me in the park. Okay, later today I've got a Q&A exclusive for active management members. That's going to be on the active management members Facebook page. So it's not too late, fitness people who are watching, to jump in on that Q&A. 1 o'clock today Sydney time, so for those in Perth 11. It's all like, you guys can work it out on your own time scale. I'm going to be answering your questions. I've got a few questions already sent to me. It's not too late to join Active Management to then get in on the Q&A. All you need to do is head across to activemgmt.com.au/membership options. For as little as $50, you can become a member and you can join in that conversation today where I'll answer questions live. So, we're done. No, we're not. You thought I forgot, but I didn't. Quote of the week. There is no one size fits all for leadership. There are behaviours that increase your chances of succeeding as a leader. They've got the lawn blower on just when we finish. There is no one size fits all approach to leadership. There are behaviours that increase your chances of succeeding as a leader. Let me show you what's going on behind me. There he is. He's blowing it. Oh, you gotta love Facebook Live. It's real and it's authentic. Have an awesome weekend. I'll catch you guys later.